Have you any opinion about this?
Yes, I think it's disgusting, but it is a lot of it's not just English doing it, it's the Torrey canyons that come and empty all that oil into the channel.
I think they can't do anything about it, can they?
Well, no, but you could at least protest like we do.
No,
You can. You know, when it comes to this kind of demonstration, you're going to cause obstruction. You need permission, you know, as far as where you're going to park it and all that.
Yes, I know. We're going to move from here in 15 minutes.
You're taking this with you, are you?
Yes, of course.
Push!
No.
No.
I don't think it's so.
It's going to break.
Ja. Marius, du kommer til å flå av vingene dine. Ja, men jeg tror faen ikke det går, altså. Ja, nå er du midt i, vet du, men kommer høkken ut eller inn.
The Norwegian research ship Johan York went from Greenland to Norway to taking up samples of seawater. Around Iceland, where we know the Germans have been dumping a lot of their stuff, they found entire distances of dead organisms in the sea.
You name Britain as a culprit, but we're pretty careful about this. I mean, there's a Birmingham firm at the moment about to dump a lot of waste in the North Sea, but before it does so, it has had its waste examined and tested to make sure that if it is dumped, it won't harm, too much anyway, the fish and the birds in the sea. Isn't this reasonable?
Well, everybody says that they are careful, but a recent example from your shores, for example, the shrimp harvest in the Irish Sea has gone back tremendously, so a lot of shrimp factories have been forced to close down.
En av redaktørene av miljøverntidsskriftet The Ecologist heter Robert Allen og er britisk utdannet økolog.
Does the British government have any control with the dumping of chemical wastes from the British industry?
We don't have any control outside territorial waters, but most firms that dump wastes seek permission from the government and seek their cooperation and to minimize the harm. Whether this harm is actually minimized, nobody can really say, since we don't know what the long-term effects of those wastes will be on marine life.
The Norwegians are very concerned with the planned dumping of the 375,000 tons which are going to start now with the Hudson Stream. What is your own opinion about the wastes which are going to be sent out in the coming time?
Well, my opinion is that the concern of the Norwegians is more than justified. We can have no control over exactly what goes in to the ship with each load, and therefore we do not know exactly the composition of these wastes. Furthermore, our knowledge is so limited of the effects of various wastes on various marine organisms that it is impossible for us to predict what effect they will have. And I would have thought it foolish and extremely unwise for anybody to permit the dumping of these wastes. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food have themselves said they cannot check every load. What happens is that the chemicals that are going to be dumped, a sample is sent to John Hudson's analysts in Birmingham, and the report is sent to the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food. Now, the Ministry is in no position to say whether the samples are an accurate representation of the load. They can't check every load. And furthermore, they cannot say exactly what those loads will do once they're dumped into the sea. I would also say that the combination of many chemicals provide a danger. We must always bear in mind that it's not chemicals in isolation that are dangerous. It is chemicals, it is the synergistic effect, the effect of one chemical combining with another chemical and various chemicals in combination. We do not know how to control these things. We cannot predict them. And I would say that it is dangerous to fasten your attention on one particular pollutant. You must think of all the pollutants. And it's also dangerous to fasten your attention on one pollutant that is there in quantity. Some pollutants, even in very small quantities, like heavy metals, can cause much greater damage. Another example, of course, is